today was not just a weird night, it was a whole weird day. So, because I live nearby, I frequently see people that recognize me from working here when I'm just out and about, like going to the grocery store or something. I always see people that I recognize. Like literally just today, a guy from the bank came in to buy beer. And I recognized him as a bank teller who usually gives me my money order for rent. And he's like, oh, hey. And I've seen, a guy that works at the rental car place. I've seen so many people. But also, when I see people out and about, like on my way to the grocery store, they recognize me a lot of times. They'll say hi. And so I went to the grocery store to get an energy drink, and then I was walking home, and as I was walking home, I was stopped by this guy that I recognized. He is an unhoused person who seems to have some sort of mental illness and or drug problem. So he's always talking like a million miles a minute, and he's super twitchy, and I never felt threatened by the guy, honestly. He never struck me as particularly heinous person. He's just struggling, like a lot of people are struggling. He stops me, he goes, hey, can I ask you a question? And I'm like, okay. He recognizes me, I guess. I was like, yeah, sure, what's up? And he starts asking, he's like, does Android run like every phone? And I was like, no. Well, I didn't even have a chance to talk about Apple because he just kept going. He's like, because I'm gonna shut the whole thing down. I'm really mad at my girlfriend right now, and she gave me a bum phone and it doesn't work, and I'm just gonna go scorched earth and shut down the whole network. And I was like, okay. Okay. He's like, Windows, Android, everything, I'm gonna shut it all down. I was like, okay. I'm trying to inch away. I don't really want to have this conversation. And then he continues and he starts talking about how he's, he can't even walk down the street without someone accosting him. And he's like, I just, a public sidewalk is a public sidewalk. You should be allowed to walk on the sidewalk. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And he's like, they're not going to arrest me. I'm not on your private property if I'm on the sidewalk. And I was like, yeah. And then he mentions a name that I recognize, because there's another person who comes in really frequently who has a very unique name that I've never heard before. And he threw out this name, and I was like, oh, shit. I did not say anything. Obviously, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want anybody to get hurt or anything. But the fact that he's like, and Mr. So-and-so is gonna, keeps threatening me, and, he came at me with a knife and blah, blah, blah. I was like, so here's the thing. This person whose name I recognize, who's very unique, is a person who I recognize coming into the store quite frequently and is affiliated with the lady who gave me the pepper gel, who also came in tonight to give me some incense, which is really cool of her. The fact that she thinks of me and brings me stuff is really sweet. I have always gotten the impression from these people that you do not want to mess with them. That I never felt threatened because I have never ever done anything to slight them. I've never been anything but nice, and they came across to me as the type of people who you don't want to cross. And if you do, they will mess you up. But they will never hurt somebody for no reason. So now, in my head, I'm like, what did this guy do to these people? And why are they looking for him? Because I remember 2 days ago, she had come in several times throughout the night, before I closed and after I opened at 4:30, was telling me that, they were out there looking for somebody. And she's like, well, the riffraff usually comes out around the first of the month, right? And I was like, yeah, I guess. And she was being really vague about it. But I had the sense that they were looking for somebody that did something to them, and they were doing a retaliation. And it's like, I cannot say anything. I didn't say anything to her when I saw her tonight because I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't know what this guy did. He just seems really mentally ill. I don't think that it's worth getting killed over, and I don't think they're going to kill him. I think they're just trying to scare him away so that he's not in the area anymore. But I have no idea. I'm like actually freaked out about this, and I thought about saying something to her, but then I was like, no, I cannot get involved in whatever the heck is going on. I can't get involved. It is none of my business, first of all. Second of all, but if I am wrong about something, like, what if this guy didn't do anything and there's a misunderstanding and they're going after him for no reason? Or what if he was just mentally ill and they perceived that he did something, but... Or what if he did do something and he doesn't remember because he's mentally ill and he... Oh gosh. No. And he kept going on and on about how he is developmentally disabled, and so hurting him is a hate crime. And I'm like, I'm really sorry that you're going through all this, but I need to go home now. He was talking to me for like 10 minutes as I was trying to like inch away, and I still don't... I can't. No, I can't. I cannot say anything. I even debated making this video, but I thought about it really hard, and I'm like, no, nobody in my personal life even knows this screen name, and I have like 26 followers, no virality. I think I'm okay, and I'm being vague enough that you wouldn't be able to tell any individuals from what I'm saying. But oh my god. Oh my god. I don't want anybody to get hurt or killed or hurt. But ultimately, I shouldn't say anything because it's not my business. There's people out there right now. Okay, they're leaving. Look at this mess. I have not organized, and now there's a whole bunch of half boxes. I'm gonna have to go through that tonight because it's driving me nuts. Or maybe I should just leave it and wait for let the weekend crew handle it. I might do that. I have a lot of cleaning to do tonight. I might just leave the mess. All right, thank you. Have a good night. Bye.